why churches should focus more on marriage. Recently, I sat down with a young couple in a church where I was invited. And within a couple of minutes, while discussing with them, the wife started crying. The husband was just moved to the city. The stress of not knowing anybody around, the kids, plus the mother-in-law, an old woman, is around. So the pressure was so much on this woman that it is tearing her apart and eating the intimacy in their marriage. The husband takes long at work, and before they know it, their 7-year-old marriage is tearing apart. I had to pray with them and also invite them for counseling in my office. And to the glory of God, the Lord was able to help them and they were able to manage their challenges. Now, as a family life practitioner, over the years, I have discussed and conversed with diverse couples in churches as a way of an appointment, and especially online, where people begin to talk about their challenges and looking up to church to help them. But it's unfortunate that a lot of churches are still far behind in the issue and the templates creating a system for marriage. I think and I believe it is right time for every reasonable church and every church that love Christ to focus more on marriage. It is not a news that there is a huge attack on marriage, especially Christian marriage. So church needs to wake up to its responsibility to focus more on marriage. Creating and cultivating a church that champions healthy marriage is the most practical investment of time and resources a church can make. So it is high time for our church to wake up to its responsibility and focus more on the system called marriage. Why should church focus more on marriage? I'd like to share with you 2 or 3 points. Point number 1, marriage by God's design is the foundation of the family. Marriage is the foundation of the family. And family is a cell that brings about community and country. When God created the heaven and the earth, the first institution that God brings together is marriage and family. Praise the Lord. And that is why church needs to focus on this foundation. Does that make us understand that if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? When marriages are improved, nearly everything also improves as a result of that. And when marriages are altered, the society suffers for it. The church needs to wake up to this responsibility. Point number 2, marriage ministry is an effective evangelic outreach. Marriage ministry is an effective evangelistic ministry. I have found out that many unchurched couples are willing to attend programs when it comes to marriage seminars. Maybe they see a flyers that you want to discuss about marriage or relationships issue, people tend to attend the program. So I want to advise and admonish church to begin to see the reasons why they have to inculcate or imbibe marital or relationship discussions or seminars into our programs, because it's a very good way to evangelize the gospel of Christ. Point number 3, if people don't get answers about marriage from the church, they will get answers from the culture, which is why so many marriages are breaking these days. People get answers from the culture. People tend to do marriage the way their parents do it or the way they saw somebody doing it. The church needs to begin to teach the principles and the rudiment of successful marriage. Why? It's because God created marriage, and the manual for marriage is in God's hand, which is the scriptures. So the church needs to wake up to its responsibility by discussing, teaching, and directing young ones, young couples, and older ones on how to go about the issue of marriage. There are a lot of things to discuss about marriage. The church needs to wake up and focus more on marriage. I have no doubt in my mind that if we focus more and give attention to this institution called marriage, our church will be better for it. Let every church wake up to this responsibility, focusing on marriage. I trust God that God will help us, empower us to do more for Him. And perhaps you are thinking, how can we do this? It does not really cost you much. Reach out, ask questions. You can go about souvenir. People are going through a lot of challenges in their homes and they are just covering up. People need help. Church, wake up. For more inquiry on how to have a counseling department, you can inbox me. We'll come consult with your church, train the elders, and set up a good and godly functioning counseling department. I trust God that God empower us and help us to do more for Him. It is well with you. God bless you. Shalom, shalom.